You will be paid around 15 crore taka per year to guard this lighthouse. Sounds like a dream job, doesn't it? No boss, no pressure. You can sleep alone, fish, do whatever you want. Your job? Only one. Checking whether the lighthouse light is working properly and turning it back on when it goes off. That's it. That's all. But the funny thing is, despite all the benefits, this job is one of the most terrifying jobs in the world. Because this lighthouse stands right in the middle of the ocean. You can't communicate with anyone here. There is only water around you and loneliness. Day after day, night after night, the loneliness will slowly start to consume you. And the scariest thing? A fierce storm. A storm where the waves of the ocean reach the top of the tower. Sometimes you will feel like this is the end. Even many people have lost their lives while doing this work.
But the question is, why is this lighthouse built in the middle of the ocean? What is the need for it? To understand this, we have to go back a few hundred years ago, when there were no modern vehicles, no GPS, no technology. People used to travel far and wide only by sea. Once upon a time, a skilled sailor, Captain Marius, was crossing the ocean on a dark night. Suddenly, the ship hit an invisible rock under it. Wooden ships explode in an instant. Water enters and begins to destroy. Such accidents were very common at that time because sailors had no idea what was under the sea, what awaited them ahead. They determined their direction only by relying on the sun, moon, and stars. But what if a storm came? Everything was invisible. Once, Captain Ellis lost his way in a storm. He had to float day after day in the vast ocean. No food, no drink. Eventually, many sailors fell to their deaths. From this terrifying reality, a new concept was born: Lighthouse. Alexandria was located on the Mediterranean coast of Egypt. At that time, the ruler of the city was Ptolemy II, Philadelphia. But the biggest problem for this kingdom at that time was its location. If you look at this picture carefully, you will understand that to enter this city, you had to pass through this place, and this place was entirely surrounded by large rocks. There were many large rocks around, due to which, when the ships coming to trade in this city passed through this road, the ships easily hit the rocks, and as a result, sometimes these ships would sink or face major damage. So the number of commercial ships in this state was decreasing day by day. Due to this, Ptolemy began to lag behind economically. In order to save his kingdom, he ran to the most famous architect of that time, Sostus of Cnidus. He prayed to him for relief from this problem. Together, the two of them...
He came up with the idea that they would build a fortress on the water, whose light would guide ships at sea and also warn them of rocks under the water. He started working on that plan, but he still couldn't imagine what he was going to do. One day, it will become one of the most famous creations in the world, which will be known throughout the world as the Lighthouse of Alexandria. The height of the lighthouse in Alexandria was 384 feet. It was made entirely of white marble.
At that time, a fire was constantly burning on top of this lighthouse, for which oil and wood had to be constantly supplied. This lighthouse was even later recognized as one of the 7th wonders of the world. It was not only famous for its height, but also for its extraordinary design, which was basically cheap at that time. A design was created with mirrors and lenses to spread the light beam or intensity, so that the light of this lighthouse could guide the sailors of ships far away. At that time, when the news of the construction of this lighthouse or lighthouses spread, then the sailors could breathe a sigh of relief, because now they would no longer lose their way on the way to Alexandria, nor would their ships be wrecked by rocks.
In this way, the idea of lighthouses spread throughout the world. Although initially these lighthouses were only used to guide ships safely at sea, over time, as the number of commercial ships continued to increase, areas of the sea where rocks were close to the water level, or where there were many rocks that ships could easily collide with, became more dangerous. Then the sailors could breathe a sigh of relief, because now they would no longer lose their way on the way to Alexandria, nor would their ships be wrecked by rocks. In this way, the idea of lighthouses spread throughout the world. Although initially these lighthouses were only used to guide ships safely at sea, over time, as the number of commercial ships continued to increase, areas of the sea where rocks were close to the water level, or where there were many rocks that ships could easily collide with, became more dangerous. The lenses were placed behind the bulb. Then scientists of that time discovered that if the lens was placed in front, the light could reach further. But those lenses also had a lot of problems because the lenses of that time were very thick. And that's when a French scientist named Fresnel discovered his special type of lens. All the light passing through this special lens would go straight and converge at a point, which would allow the light to be easily sent to a specific point over a long distance. Almost all lights today, the Fresnel lens was used in the lighthouse itself. This invention of the lens gave the lighthouse a new look, which is why ships can still sail safely on the ocean. After knowing these terrifying aspects of the lighthouse, your heart has pounded even more. Yes, and that is why a normal person would be paid so much. Even after that, I don't want to live in this lonely lighthouse, because no one ever wants to lose themselves in this scary and lonely place.